Hey everyone, welcome back to BrickVault. This is Mike and this is the Top 10 MOCs, your favorite weekly episode where I show my favorite LEGO creations from the passing week. And I would like to extend my thanks for the FAN MOCs submissions this week. You guys responded to my call for more FAN MOCs submissions, so here they are. We have over 20 responses and you can submit a FAN MOC for the next week's episode in the link below. Our web store at brickvault.toys received a brand new Thai variant, the Thai Droid, so check that one out if you would like to purchase instructions. There is a link below. Every purchase you make supports our channel and the designers we work with, so thank you very much. Alright, on to the MOCs. With number 10 we have NikiFilik, an influencer in the community himself, but the MOC is also titled The Influencer. Now there is no particular figure, but you can see a vlogger just showcasing her haul just straight from the LEGO store. We have, I believe, that new tile from the LEGO truck. I don't think that's actually very new, but it's nevertheless the printed LEGO tile logo, and the challenge here was to seed the cupcake or muffin piece which is used here for the skirt. It is a rather simple build, but I do love the pose and the overall presentation. Colorful, expressive, and quite worthy the top 10 MOCs list this week. Going up to number 9 we have Tomas Bartoszek with The Secret Life of a Mouse. No, this is no Ratatouille or Jerry from Tom and Jerry. That's rather pleasantly living mouse with a giant block of cheese and a fully furnished apartment, or rather a room perhaps. I love the colorfulness of this scene and overall humor factor. You have nice texture on the walls using the masonry bricks and some grey splashes of color here and there. Lovely build for the shelving, lovely build for the wooden floor with cracks in it. That's a great technique right there. And just overall a variety of pieces that create a very rich interior. The mouse is fully brick built, which I appreciate. It's really hard to capture an expression of such a smaller creature in LEGO bricks, but Tomasz really managed to pull off perfection here. So let me know what is the favorite piece of this scene in the comment section below. With number 8 we're going to NikiFilik with the Italian house, and yet again a fantastic design for a base of the MOC with the cracks in this pavement, or in the stone, being visible. I believe there's just like a stud's length to create those cracks, so great technique right there. And just it's an overall splash of color, because that's what I think the challenge was called in this MOC contest, and the splash of color indeed, with blue and yellow contrasting the foliage green. That is just looking simple and beautiful, and sometimes LEGO just has to be simple and striking, just like in this MOC. You don't need advanced techniques or anything super fancy in particular to create a desired and very good looking effect. Also, I think the minifigure build choice is very matching to this scene. It's just overall nice, colorful MOC. With number 7 we're going to moptoptrev on Instagram with this X-Wing, or should I say X-Avatar. The full title of the MOC is Neytiri's first spaceflight, the Star Wars X-Avatar. And yes, you guessed it, that is another iteration of the X-Wing, a craft that needs no introduction, but in this case we are using the less kind of used in the MOC community pieces from the Avatar line of LEGO. The laser cannons are replaced with the heads of these creatures from Avatar, I forgot the name of right now, and the wings themselves are Avatar foil wings. I love that the front of the X-Wing kinda looks like a creature on its own, and as far as creative X-Wings go that I've seen throughout the years, this one must be taking one of the top spots. Also like that the stand is kind of reminiscent of these Avatar sets that we got not that long ago, and I think you will agree that this MOC really deserves, for creativity on its own, a spot on this week's list. On number 6 with Kean with Cyberpunk Oriental Style Inn. Now that is a kind of rather classic looking MOC with just a building overall, but you know, a building is great when it actually captures some great shaping and overall colorfulness with good design. In this case, I'm getting nods to the Ninjago City for sure, but overall this is a MOC that could be totally displayed in a larger collaborative MOC on a big convention. Love the fact that the building is a little bit canted against the pavewalk, so it's not very symmetrical, and the water is looking overflowing the building from all sides on an irregular basis, and it's just honestly a very pretty MOC to look at. I have a soft spot for MOCs like this, especially since Ninjago City lineup is one of my favorite sub-themes of LEGO of all time. So well done, definitely check out the links below for every of these creators, especially Kean here, because they have some really incredible MOCs in their lineup of photography. With number 5 we have Jofre Bricks with a Puffin. I just love this little build. I'm not sure why, because maybe it's so simple and captures the shaping of this elusive creature quite well. Yes, this is the very Puffin that inspired the Porgs in the Star Wars lineup. And in this case, I like that there is nothing really cheating here. Everything is brick built, including the Puffin's head. I do like that the eyes are kind of hidden, so it resembles me some of these very old Lego models that Lego used to make to represent animals. They were not, before the printed parts were a thing, so those were kind of very cool to look at, and this MOC kind of captures that vibe. That is possibly a render, but still it's very buildable from what I can see, and I like the simplicity of the stand, the foliage below. The shaping of the Puffin is again done very well, very organic, and in that case Jofre Bricks really deserves a spot. I think you will agree, it's a very cool MOC. But wait, there is more. On number 4 we are keeping in with the animals. That's DOGOD Brick Design, a known designer in our top 10 MOCs series. This is the Red Panda, I believe, or that MOC is titled Sleep is My Superpower. Once again, an animal built with very few bricks if you look at it actually, but the expression and the pose and just the natural organic feel of this MOC are captured perfectly. The log has some foliage here and there to get some more accents going on, but overall that's exactly how you would see a red panda in your nearest zoo. They are beautiful but quite lazy creatures. They like to rest throughout most of the day, so in this case the MOC really captures the vibe. Love the BrickVault face and just overall design here, so DOGOD Brick Design yet again on our list. Number 3 is your classic Star Wars chicken walker from Greatrix, a UCS ATST MOC. Now mind you, Carl, as I can see, used some custom stickering here and maybe even some painting, so I'm gonna kind of close my eye for that because it's not very pure Lego, but the design itself, the shaping, is done by Lego Bricks nevertheless. The chicken walker is notoriously difficult to capture given its specific pose, a little bit of the leaning here and there, specific shaping for the legs. It's not an easy MOC, especially at this scale. So Carl captured all the gribbling, the weaponry, the shaping of the head especially, and again the shaping of the pose quite in a magnificent manner. Most of the pictures are on the white background, but there's this one picture that he's still work in progress on his desk, so you can kind of get the scale of the MOC and the quality it represents. It's a very good design, you can tell a lot of time was spent on it, and the MOC just shows, so I hope that number 3 spot on this week's list is well deserved. Number 2, I'm gonna move away from technical stuff and get into a bit more organic stuff yet again. This is Miss Jellyfish by Regalian D's, a Korean artist in Lego. If you look at the Flickr profile page, that artist was featured in the Lego house numerous times and on multiple displays, and this is the newest creation. It illuminates, so it glows in the dark, which is incredible, but just the overall design of the jellyfish is an art piece on its own. Not only the color combination for the wall behind it to create that kind of gradient effect, but also just the use of actual Lego bricks in these colors at this scale is quite incredible on its own way. Love the bottom part where there's so much of colorfulness of the seabed embedded in the MOC and just overall sheer scale, and the tentacles around it with colorfulness. You know, I can talk about it for quite a bit of a while, but there's so many pictures in the link below. I definitely recommend you to check them out. An art piece at its finest and definitely number 2 spot for sure this list. Alright, with number 1, this is my bias showing off. This is Brick Ready with Horizon Zero Dawn Deathbringer. Now, I'm a big fan of the game, so this is where the bias is. I'm a big fan of the creatures of the Lego Tallneck set, and we're yet to see more sets from the Horizon games. There is a chance because Lego is making some sort of a new game in the near future with Horizon and Aloy in actual Lego form, so we might see some sets with that. But the Deathbringer is, spoiler alert a little bit, one of the endgame machines that you meet that is kind of more military and much different than the other machines in the game. It is not an easy shape to pull off, especially the scale that was chosen by Brick Ready is not very big, so the smaller you go, the actual you have to be more careful about the piece usage and how you're gonna get the detailing right. So in this case, he did all these things. Sure, there's a little stand, a little translucent pole, if you will, in the middle of the MOC to keep things from falling over, but that doesn't mean that the MOC isn't incredible in its shaping and detailing. Love the build for the legs, the oversized weapon base on both sides of the thing. This thing is absolutely deadly in the game, and that's exactly how it looks like in the MOC form as well. In the back you can see some hydraulics, some vents that you can actually shoot in the game to defeat the nasty thing, and it must have taken a considerable amount of time to actually get all these details and little gribbling pieces right, so I commend a MOC that is not big in size and was really worked on. Also, big shout out to Brick Ready's other MOC from a few months ago from the newer Horizon story, The Forbidden West, the Slaughter Spine MOC, which is kind of the equivalent of the Thunderjaw but in the DLC to the game. Both superb, and I just have a soft spot for Horizon MOCs, which are not very often made in the LEGO community. And of course, the usual honorable mentions before we get to the fan MOCs. We have Dicken Liu with Street Fighter Guile, a tissue box with the use of a tissue as the actual hair for the character, which is quite clever, I would say. Jarekwally with the flowers art with the great use of the Jurassic World wing pieces for the petals. Geneva D with the MOC titled Potential, and it's a seed piece of that red cauldron as the boy, but just the scene is very awesome, striking with the shark just poking from under the waves. G&J Bricks with the Galactic Greenhouse, a micro build that is quite pleasing to look at. Olle Moquist with the Bulk Hauler 100 series, a very cool thing I would love to see in some renewed power miners or things like that. Karf Oohlu Lite with Arak Ned, Lord of the Skirting Boards, Master of the Ceiling. Love the description. Isaiah Kepner with the Antler Claw Pine, an incredible build for a tree, and trees in LEGO are notoriously difficult to pull off in such a detail. Lewis of Nutwood with Ruined MOC, a small scene, but I just love the natural flow of that pathway. Another one from Karf Oohlu Lite with Search and Destroy, simple but very, well, looks at you, right? Miscellanea Builds comes in with Hellboy. Some dads build their kids out of Lego. Hellboy, probably. Yeah, probably. Shipmaster with a tiny but awesome looking mech, Dingo the Railfire Custom. Miscellanea Builds again with the On Diet MOC with the seed piece of the Red Cauldron from the same challenge. Lucas Firestone with Dream Flight Castle, love the photography and the lighting here. Arctic Will with Pterodactyl, Lord of Destruction, a super slender MOC, love the use of pieces. Real Beast with Lego Lotr MOC, which represents, I believe, the surroundings of the Saruman's Tower. And there you have it, those are the MOCs for this week, and here are the fan MOCs. Once again, thank you so much for the submissions, you guys really showed up this week as I called for that in the last week's episode. Here are your fan MOCs. If you want to submit another MOC for next week's episode, there's a link in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was Mike, and I'll see you again on BrickVault.